welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I am working on day 27 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life Series 13. The designer of this sketch is Deborah Adler Hunt. This is a fun sketch. I like it a lot and I can't wait to start using it. I am also going to be working on PinkFresh Fridays, which is a monthly hop hosted by Joanne Bartel on Facebook. I will have information below about the ladies who are hopping along with PinkFresh Fridays, as well as the playlist for 30 Days of Sketches. So let's talk about what I'm using. Since I am doing PinkFresh Fridays, we're supposed to only use PinkFresh Studios product. So right now on my desk, the only thing that I have that is not PinkFresh Studios is my white cardstock. And then it's going to be my background paper. I pulled from their tourist mode collection, which I got in their class that they had back in May. This was part of the box, the class box. We got all of the new collections that were released shortly after or during the class, but we got them beforehand, before anybody else had access to them. I have not dug into Travelog, and that is the one that I'm going to use. I did pull in the stamps. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them, but I went ahead and pulled them out since I have them. I pulled 3 pieces of pattern paper here. And this one, I think I may be fussy cutting something out of it to go ahead and use as some layering bits. I also pulled in the chipboard frames, the matching alpha, the cardstock stickers, the puffy stickers, and the enamel dots. And I have 4 photos. Now you might be wondering, what do cat photos have to do with traveling? We are actually in the car in these photos. We are traveling from, I believe we were in Clarksville, Tennessee, down to Georgia, which is one of the places where we have family that we have met during our time in the military. We were stationed at Fort Stewart for just over 3 years, and we left behind some people that we really love and enjoy. So we were going down to hang out with them, and my son was also home on leave from the Marine Corps, and he was down there with his wife because that is where his wife is from. She's from the Fort Stewart, Georgia area, and so I think she was staying down there with family at the time. He was either dropping her off or picking her up. I don't remember now. It's been, these photos were taken in 2016, so it's been a hot minute. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pause and get started. I'm going to make some cuts. I'm not going to make you watch me cut everything, nor am I going to make you watch me distress anything. I know you all know how to distress, so hopefully that will not be a problem. I will be right back. All right, the first thing that I did, of course, I trimmed down my papers. This one is 9 by 11, and it is going to be the one that is put directly on the white background cardstock. The dark blue sheet, I cut in 2 strips because I wanted to use the stripy bit with the arrows for the long piece, and so I needed to make sure that I had a wide enough piece of that, and so I just cut it in half, and I cut it, it's supposed to be an 8-inch square, and I cut it in half so I could spread it out farther. You can see I'm building the background this way, and once I get the striped piece on there, you can't tell that that's not a full sheet behind there. My photos are all 3 by 4, so they are a little bit larger than the photos on the sketch, and so the middle stripy piece is actually 4 1/4 inches wide by 12. So those are kind of my dimensions there. And now I'm just playing around with the placement of the photos. Now I have scuffed up the edges of all those photos. I like to do that. I like to do it regardless, but I especially like to do it if I'm not using a photo mat, and I feel like there kind of needs to be. There really isn't room for me to mat these photos and place them on the layout because they're too big. I probably should have printed them as 2x3, but you know, I'd already printed them out and I wasn't going to reprint them. So the photo that I'm putting down now, you can see that I put a chipboard frame around my kitty, and I'm doing that to kind of mimic what looks like a frame of sorts in the sketch. I did not have room to do that on mine, and so I'm just kind of calling the detail to how that kitten is sleeping behind my neck. And I say this at the end of the video, and I'll say it here again. We used to travel with him loose in the car, and we no longer do that because A, it's dangerous, and I wouldn't let my children roam free in my vehicle. So now, of course, he is actually always in his little carrier, and he is seat belted in. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. At the top of my photos, instead of putting notebook edged pattern papers, I cut out tags, and I placed tags from the one sheet of pattern paper that had all the tags and what could be fussy cut ephemera bits. And so those are going behind my tag in place of that. I'm going to start by building a few different embellishment clusters. It is really hard to build embellishment clusters with this collection because I don't have any ephemera. And they may not have made ephemera for this collection, I don't remember. But for now, I'm just going to kind of play around with the different stickers and things. Because my letters are about the same shade of blue as my dark blue background paper, I cut out another piece of paper with words on it, but I'm going to use that as a base for my title. I decided on a fairly long title, and I realized that those blue letters were going to be too large for the full title. So I brought in the letters from Sunshine on My Mind because they had some yellow letters, and the yellow helps bring in that color because I put it in the tag above the right photo, and so that helps bring down that color to the bottom as well. I do wish that these were a tad bit larger, just not as large as the blue letters, but they do end up working out well. I decided to title this layout Have Cat Will Travel. And of course, I've already mentioned that I wanted to use these smaller letters for this. I'm also only wanting to use the darkest yellow letters, so I'm only pulling those. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the rear later when I'm trying to create another title with the actual collection that these came from. So I'm putting a comma on there. What I did is the little letters don't have punctuation in them, and so what I did is I took the center out of one of the A's and I just dropped it, and it turned it upside down, and it looks a little bit like a comma. So I know that the title isn't perfectly straight right here, not yet. Off camera, I will go through and I will straighten up the title and add some wet adhesive behind them because these are puffy letters, and they're that harder puffy letter that is pretty popular right now, and they don't stick well, so I'm going to have to re-glue them with my quick dry adhesive. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of measuring where the letters are going to go on this piece of paper because I know that I'm not going to get them straight. In fact, I have to pull the word travel off a little bit and move the letters over because it didn't end up where I wanted it to be on that white piece of pattern paper. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start flipping through the stickers. I have cardstock stickers, puffy stickers, and chipboard stickers here. And I'm going to try to find things that I think will work well on this layout. But first, I want to make sure that I go ahead and I put down the labels that I'm going to use for my journaling down on the bottom. And then I'm going to replace that little tag that says Rome on it. There's an R and it says road trip. And those are the things that I know for sure that I want to put on here. Next, I'm going to grab this chipboard camera. I'm going to put it near that circle that says happy place. Now, why did I choose the word happy place? Because Jasper really likes to be in my lap and he likes to be around me. And when he was this little, hiding behind my shoulders in a chair or in bed was his happy place. He liked to hide back behind my shoulders and it was just adorable. So it was just one of the places that he tended to retreat to if he was scared or sleepy or just wanted to be held. I also added one of the little circle stickers in the center of the camera to put it on the lens part of the camera. And now I'm going to add a second circle underneath there, and it says ready to explore. We were heading off to a new place for him, and we stayed with friends, and he was able to explore their house. And again, he didn't go very far from me while we were there. I'm also kind of trying to find different little phrases. There's a lot of wordy bits in this embellishments, so I'm really struggling with all the wordy bits. I really wish I had more icons to play with, but I don't, so I'm just kind of making do with what I have. I chose the little thing that says out and about, and I put that above the tags, and I'm going to add a couple of more little pieces. I found a little circle sticker that I can't read right now. It says something. And then now I'm going to start adding some enamel dots to just kind of finish off the embellishments. Really at this point, I think I've got enough in my embellishment cluster, so it's just time to add these little enamel dots and the finishing touches. And then off camera, I will go ahead and glue everything down. All right, I got everything done on this layout. Off camera, I went ahead and finished gluing down the alphas with wet adhesive. I added some twine to my tags, and I also put some holes in that top corner with my crocodile to run some twine through that as well. And I like how that looks. I know that this is supposed to be PinkFresh Fridays, and we're allowed to use other things than PinkFresh Studios as long as most of the embellishments, paper and stuff, are PinkFresh Friday. She allows cardstock, and she allows the acrylic pieces like from Bramble Fox for titles and elements and stuff. And so I felt like twine kind of fit in that same type of category. Everything else on the layout is from PinkFresh Studio except for my photos, cardstock, and the twine. So, and they're all from tourist mode except for the tiny letters, which are from Sunshine on My Mind, another collection that I haven't actually played with. So that is about all for this layout. I want to thank you so much for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate those of you who leave comments. So if you have questions or comments below, just drop them and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Make sure that you check out my description box. There is a playlist for 30 days of sketches, and then there will be a list of creators down there as well for PinkFresh Friday that are separate. So hopefully you will get a lot of amazing layouts this week, and I hope that you have a great Friday and a wonderful rest of your weekend. Bye.